Hello, welcome to my game room. I have an excessive amount of Dungeon Master screens to hide your dice from players who want to look at those dice, and we're going to take a look at them today. We're going to judge them based on all of the qualities like sturdiness, opaqueness, and usability, as well as height. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's go look at some DM screens. Okay, first of all, my thing is really reflective, so we're going to put some black mats down, and we're going to talk about some DM screens here. Up first is the Tenerys RPG for 5e. Dragons. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. We've got conditions, because you're going to need those conditions for, when you don't know the conditions. There's a big-ass dragon right here. I give it 3 out of 5 Gerples. Up next is Dragonbane. I played Dragonbane, and I decided it's not the game for me. But if you're going to run a Dragonbane game, you're probably going to want to use this. It's got all kinds of stuff on it. Like, there's a fear table. Everybody needs that. The cover is the box art, which could be better. If I play Dragonbane, this might be useful, but I don't know if I'll end up playing Dragonbane again. Not even necessarily running it. There you go, Dragonbane. Up next is my favorite Dungeon Master screen. This is the Old School Essentials Dungeon Master screen that I got. It has got fun art and useful things if you're running Old School Essentials. The art is so cool. I love this cave. I love this weird tentacle claw monster coming out of that vortex, and there's a guy summoning him with a flaming sword. Who doesn't love this? 12 Skirples. Oh, bonus points for the chicken. There's a chicken in the corner that I never realized until just now, and it's my new favorite. Up next is Land of Eam. This is a relatively new Kickstarter that just finished. I got the deluxe edition, which came with this. It's very colorful, and I like that things are divided into color. There's a pink checks and skills, which is really fun. Has actual useful information. It's really good. It's solid. The art on the back is fun. I think it's very evocative of the game. So I 100% recommend this, because who doesn't want a mushroom guy with a thing attack with a chicken there? So 9 out of 10 would use again, even though I've never used it. Undying Sands by Games Omnivorous. So Undying Sands, this is a system neutral setting for like a fantasy RPG, and the book here helps you like run it. So it's pretty cool. There's lots of useful little things here. What I don't like is that the center of this has no logo or anything. Like the Undying Sands on the left should be center, and then we should have other cool stuff. It folds really nice. You just drop it. It's really cool. I give it 5 Skaduples. Also by Games Omnivorous is another supplement that's exactly the same but water. This is the Bottled Sea, and I have the same problem where the logo and stuff is not on the center of the screen, so whatever. But it's the same. It's the same thing, only it's a water setting. It's a very cool setting. I haven't ran it. I really like the idea of these and these hex crawls. So if I was going to run Bottled Sea, I would 100% use this. Oh my gosh, the 2014 5th edition not Player's Handbook, the 5th edition Dungeon Master screen. This is a 4 screen. We've got 4 little sides here. So how does this help you run 5th edition? That is the real question, because we've got conditions. You're not going to remember conditions. We got to put them on there straight from the 2014 Player's Handbook. We've got all this other kinds of damage by level. That's cool. There's NPCs and places and stuff. The screen is pretty good. I mean, it's hard cardboard. There's a kobold. You got Dungeons and Dragons, so people know what you're playing. And right in center, there's a dragon, venturing party. I give it 5 Purples. And on that, we have the other 5th edition. I have a lot of 5th edition Dungeon Master screens. This is the Eberron one. So if you're going to play Eberron, will this be useful to you? And right off the get-go, languages and names, also very useful. Dragon marks in their houses, nobody remembers that shit, so that's useful. A map of Corvair, also useful. And deities, goods, and services, this is a primo screen if you're running Eberron. The other side, we have a mixture of 3rd edition art in the center and 5th edition art on the side. I don't like that. I wish it was all 5th edition. I don't know why they did that other than they're cheap. So the art in the center, cool, but doesn't fit the vibe of 5th edition. Still, if you're going to run an Eberron game, you should use this. Another 5th edition. This one, we don't have to put Dungeons & Dragons in the corner. We'll just put the logo in silver because we're classy. This is Spelljammer. Spelljammer, the setting that was so hyped up and fell right on its face, is a great Dungeon Master screen if you're running Spelljammer, I guess. Where else are you going to get ship quirks and crew and what happens when you crash and cheap cargo? Like, sometimes you just need a roll table for cheap cargo. I will say I love the art on the front of this. I really love this super space whale jellyfish thing. It's also 4 panels. It's big. I actively use this while running Spelljammer. Planescape, the Tony Art Planescape version. I don't have the other one. I just have the this special edition one. If you're gonna run Planescape in or a Planescape game, I imagine this is useful. Oh, look, conditions, because you don't know conditions. That's like the most useful thing they can put on there, but it doesn't actually help you that much. The Outlands is pretty good. Planner portals, that's also really good. There's a lot of information on here that's super useful. I would get rid of the conditions because I don't think I need that at this level of my life. I do like the Modron. So anytime there's more Modrons, all the better. I give it a solid 4 out of 6. This is the 2024 Dungeon Master screen. So cool that it was released in 2025, I believe. Maybe not. I can't remember. I like this one. This is very large and in charge. I like that the dragon is in the center with a D20. I think this very much, the art captures 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons and adventuring. It makes me happy. I like seeing this. I almost wish there was like an evil dragon on the other side rather than 2 gold dragons. Inside conditions. You guys, you're going to not remember conditions. And I'm here to help you with every effing Dungeon Master screen that has come out is going to have conditions. There's some other stuff, like difficulties and cover and obscured areas. I think this could be useful. I've never used this. It might be useful. I should try it the next time I run my 5th edition game, which is a Spelljammer game, so I probably won't. I'll probably use the Spelljammer one, but I give it 9 out of 7. This is very special because it is the Goblings Dungeon Master screen. So this is kind of OSR adjacent, but you play goblins who hatched from a spawning pool, and you have to go and impress your goblin queen. And I love the art so much. It's so funny. So characters, loot, places. This is very straightforward. And it is super useful if you're running this particular thing. What I don't like is that it bends in the middle like that. So you set it up and then it bends out. But the art is so funny. Look at that. He's got a candle on his head. Who doesn't want a goblin with a candle? But that bend right there, like you put it down and it bends towards you. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. If it didn't do that bend, I think it would be useful. Maybe if I can like reshape it. I don't know. But anyway, this, you thought I was not going to do a Dungeon Crawl Classics one, but here it is. Because in DCC, you're supposed to roll in front of the players. You don't even have a DM screen. Well, surprise, we do. And it's this one. It's pretty flimsy. I don't think it's the best, but I like that there's a crit table for monsters because I always have to look that up. And I always have to look up fumbles. So these are actual rules and tables that are useful to me. The space van, followed by Galactus there, who's trying to devour the space van mustache wielding axe guy there who's driving. I love this. I love the little like, oh yeah, the astronaut. I don't like the barcode in the corner, but other than that, I really like this one. So this is Era of the Crusades, Historica Arcanum. So this is a very particular setting for 5th edition that came with this Dungeon Master screen. And if I, oh, there's those conditions. You're not going to remember conditions, guys. We got to put it on every Dungeon Master screen. But damage and levels and exhaustion. I wish that this thing had more to do with the setting rather than the names, or rather than mechanics, because I don't care about light or tracking DCs. I want like information on the setting on a fly, because that's what I'm not going to know. The art in Historica Arcanum is 100% fantastic. On this particular DM screen, not my favorite, because it's just kind of like a Art Deco thing. So probably not going to use you. I'm sorry, Historica Arcanum. I love you, but not my favorite screen. And then you never know how to fold them up. They're like maps. It's hard. All right, up next is the Ballad of Oriad. I made a video on this on my other channel. This is an old school Essentials campaign setting that has this, came with this Dungeon Master screen. A lot of text, but has all kinds of random tables for wandering monsters and a list of the deities, which I'm not going to be familiar with, and a list of names that I can pull out of the fly. I like that. So if I'm running that setting, this is really cool. I'm hit or miss on the art. I like that it's separate like this, but I also wish that it was together. I don't know. Part of me is like, oh, you're separate, but it should be together. It's also flimsy. So I give it, like 4 bejeweled stars. Oh, there's more Dungeon Crawl Classics. You were like, oh, he just has the one. No. So I have a bunch of settings for DCC, like Perils of the Purple Planet, which is awesome. I ran this to its entirety, minus like a kind of an ultimate. We didn't really finish, but we had 1 session left, so I call it finished. I love this art. This is awesome. I love DCC. I think Perils of the Purple Planet is one of the best expansions for Dungeon Crawl Classics. Look at that guy. Look, that's a head. That's a head with a rocket on the bottom. You love that. And on the inside, useful things for the setting. Random, like getting lost in the hex crawl. Summary of plot elements. So useful. Information on the Kith, who's a playable race in here. What relic did you find of the... How do you activate said relic? So good. I wish this was actually 4 long rather than 3, but it does the job. It's super cool. It's evocative. I love the art. Go DCC. And then speaking of that, we also have Lankhmar and the Dying Earth. These are the other 2 settings, quote unquote, that I have for Dungeon Crawl Classics. So the Lankhmar one, I don't actually like. So we have a judge's screen and we have crit table for monsters, but it's facing the players. And we also have Lankhmar lightning table, and that's facing the players. So on the inside, we have other things that are useful for the DM, but I also want crit table monsters. So carousing and Lankhmar, that's cool. Like a lot of this is useful. I just don't like that half of it is displayed towards the players, and it's floppy and flimsy. It's not my favorite. Dungeon Crawl Classics, Dying Earth, also really good. This does the same thing, but at least the player focused or the player centric pages are useful for the players. So, and then this artwork used to stretch. There's a box that has the artwork it's stretched out to the whole thing. And I was like, you could have made this DM screen one big cool pink Dying Earth thing, but instead, no. But we do have like weapons and armor. So this is useful for the players, coins and value. Not that they're going to be able to read it because they're across the table. And on the inside, useful tables that are specific to the setting, just like Lankhmar. Obviously very useful. I like that a lot. And yeah, overland speeds, all kinds of cool stuff. So it's useful, could be better. I ran a lot of the Dying Earth. I like it a lot. I would run more. I just want the art to be all over the pages. That's all the ones that I own. Which was your favorite? How many conditions are you going to remember in the future? Let me know in the comments below.